Welcome back to Child of Light. So yeah, now let's actually talk to the Capilli people.
Oh, you're doing this side quest.
Yes. Sure.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Basically, Theo, I'm going to show off this one, but I'll move on for after this. Like weeds it is.
Well, fuck you too then.
I am lucky to be alive when at my house. Also, I love this theme. Beside the bloomin' apple tree in the forest I arrived. This whiz. No, keep your whiz away from me. Was in the air. I went around to my garden and attacked that one. That's another thing I never understood. Why does he own a garden in that forest?
Because he's a gnome.
I get that, but can he just have a garden right here in the village?
Did you
Yeah,
seriously
that's a
just
good
miss
point.
the obvious pun?
Not just that, I'm surprised when you picked this side quest of all beings, because this is one of the lamest of the game. It's
I know.
literally, can you clear the rats out of my basement just in a different way?
I know, but I wanted to at the very least demonstrate one.
The one, yeah, but I mean, the one that the Bonus Populi gives you about turning the apple into gold is actually better.
I know.
Poor man, you have no home? Perhaps someone can help.
Could you use your sword? Go kill some monsters for me, K-Fang. If you aren't a coward like my grandson, never mind the fact that he actually went with you down the well and killed the
Not just that,
spiders.
I'm pretty sure he can still hear since he's in the party.
I suppose there'll be a reward.
All right.
Pastoral panic.
Sounds like Banjo-Kazooie level.
Huh.
Alright, let's go there then. This is also a good opportunity for me to demonstrate the fast travel option.
Alright.
Basically, every time you visit a place, it gets added to your map. And you can always freely travel between any of the major locations in your map. So fast travel is easy and is automatically given to you. Damn, the monastery is so scary. Voices and spooks every day. Just the graveyard braves on near the whatever.
And of course, as is customary of dwarves, everyone smokes like there's no tomorrow.
And they're drinking beer, obviously.
Just because my wife smoked a pipe and she went on a quest with a wizard, that doesn't mean she's a hobbit. Oh wait, bitch, I'm not a hobbit again. All right.
Pedro,
Yes, Jova.
let the gay fish be gay fish. Wait, how does a gay fish mate with a hobbit? Now that I think about it.
Jova, Jova, love knows no bounds, don't you know?
True, as Zootopia showed.
Oh, I get it. So you're Judy
shipper.
Nick shipper.
Well, to be fair, don't we see other mixed species relationships in that movie too? Admittedly,
No,
off to
actually, we
the
don't.
side.
All of the couples in that movie are same.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure we saw one like off to the side, maybe. But
If a sequel does come about, though, it would make sense for them to tackle that angle. That
Well, there is the whole people, lasting for, well, not just that, having the creepy angle about that singer,
and besides, I mean, it is a thing in real life that animals of different species can mate with each other. Like ligers are actually real.
Yeah, although the results cannot breed.
Well,
Not
some
just-
can breed. Again, ligers.
not just that, but well, Theo, Gazelle was always meant to just be Shakira as a gazelle. So
But they
it
managed to
just
make
works.
her more than just secure with a gazelle. That's why.
Yeah, she
people praise
actually
her
does
enough.
have she actually does have a point in the story. She's actually one of the first leader of that anti bigoted predator chase at the beginning. But anyway,
All right.
So where exactly are we heading?
I don't know. What's the plot? I don't know.
Sure.
That's the question I have been,
Dreading.
Dreading.
Funny.
Question, Pedro.
yeah. Nova?
For scenes like these, is it mainly just going to be these two, or do party members ever speak? Oh, never mind. I guess they do.
Yes, I do.
Did we forget something?
Well, as of now, Jova, we only have 3 party members. So, but don't worry. As our party increases, there will be a lot more people talking at the. Most definitely, me. There you go, Jova.
He's coming to redeem himself and become a more powerful warrior.
I just happened for turned 14 last month. Also, my grandpa thinks I'm a piece of shit, so I'm
Might as well.
which makes me a man, you see. Oh, so we're operating on Japan logic. Okay.
With that beard?
Uh-huh.
It's complicated. We Capilli age rapidly. There you go, that's...
That's a sad existence.
But I bungled it. Grandpa threw me out. Man, his grandpa is a piece of fucking shit.
Jeez.
Brave I need to be. Will you help me? So yeah, he's the cowardly lion of the story. Yeah, actually now that I think about it
You don't
too,
know cavalry.
this game kind of does have a Wizard of Oz angle to it, now that I think about it.
True.
I haven't realized this before, but yeah, I literally just realized it right now. Yeah. Interesting. Alright.
Only
Sure.
please no snoring.
Okay, thanks. So.
Well, you don't-
It's not like people can help that, but sure.
Actually, recently with medical equipment and everything, it's possible to help with that.
Okay.
Jova?
Right.
She's right.
She's right.
Sounds...
And you, it's sounding like roaring.
So it turns out Aurora is the one that actually has the biggest, the loudest snore. How ironic. So there you go. So we can actually pick and go back to the altar. There we are. Alright, now let's find this garden.
More like atmospheric, Jova.
We're in a Tim Burton-esque forest.
Although the music is not Danny Elfman-like.
This music is a bit too subtle for any Elfman.
Not just that, it's more... Yeah, it's just like you said, it's quieter. Yeah.
Doggo. Bad doggo.
The first level, the first world rather, the Cat Kingdom in Mario Odyssey. So now that's pure
Yeah.
Tim Burton
I mean,
homage.
it even has that kind of the hill that reminds the curly hill in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh boy, spiders. Well, spiders.
Well, at
made
this
of
point, at
wood?
this point, yeah. Also, at this point, Jova. Well, for the side quest, yeah, these particular spiders are particularly nasty. But now that you're back in the first area, they're actually these standard enemies are much easier to deal with.
They look like they're made of wood.
That's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
hint, Jova. They're weak to fire.
Of course.
Bugs are always weak to fire too.
And not always.
Well, later on we'll get some elemental ones.
I mean, in Pokemon they are, and it's also very common in
Not that they're
JRPGs.
weak to water.
And that's why I always use a Volcarona. Shit gets done.
Except
we go.
when it has to go up against the water type.
True, but that's why my party composition gets varied enough.
Exactly.
Rock.
Hit it with a rock.
Speaking of which, Tio. Wait, hold on, wait. I thought you were more of a water type preferer.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that my party doesn't have to be, varied. I'm not one of those stupid gym leaders who have only monotypes.
Yeah.
I mean, Cinzia had the right idea of using varied type. She's one of the better trainers ever in the entire franchise.
That is admittedly one neat thing about Sun and Moon, now that instead of gym leaders they have,
The Kahunas.
yeah, the kahunas. So more variety, and they're not
Although
as,
it's
elementally
completely
limited.
sinful, Java, the fact that there's not Donkey Kong as a super boss. Because as the song told us, he's the big Kahuna.
I know, right?
I thought he was the leader of the bunch.
That's in the rap game. Apparently, in the cartoon, he claims himself as the Kahuna of the Congo Bongo. Don't
Oh
ask.
well, I usually kind of like to pretend that cartoon doesn't exist.
Say, it's one of those things, but it's so bad, but at the same time, for me, it's impossible to look away from it.
It's like watching a train wreck happen in front of you.
In slow motion. Alright, but essentially, yeah, this side quest is as simple as it gets. Clean all the spiders and you're done.
Typical bounty quest.
I think even the old man shows up as soon as you're finished, so you don't even have to go back to him.
Yeah, he does. Apparently, he also has fast travel.
I was gonna say spiders aren't that bad, but they're like the size of horses, so never mind.
Yeah.
They're like
Okay.
the ones in the
Harry
Hobbit.
Potter.
So,
Yeah.
okay, going back to the Zootopia angle. So you're telling me, Shira, is that spiders have been too long been stereotyped as mean and evil.
Well, that's the problem, Pedro. Some spiders actually are pretty mean and will kill. See, look.
It's like fairly recently an episode of Peppa Pig got banned in Australia because it tried to say, "Oh, spiders are harmless." It's like not in Australia. They're not.
yeah, matey. But you cannot do like 2 stupid without getting stabbed by one of them.
Yeah. No, I was like, why would an episode of Peppa Pig get banned? But it makes sense.
Although
Given
to
the
be fair,
context.
Australia is notorious for banning a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, spiders in Australia are not friendly.
In fact,
Yeah,
Picardi
also,
constantly has to deal with, certain posts on SSMB getting blocked for him because Australian
Yeah.
websites.
I mean, when Mortal Kombat 9 came out, it was a field day, for example.
How ironic, how...
So they demanded that GTA 5 get banned and being sold publicly in Australia.
Awkward. Well, thank
quickly
goodness
go
that
back-
Australian 3DS that I have for capture footage doesn't ban a lot of European stuff just because of violence and all that.
God damn it! I was literally 1 inch from the end of the fucking
Yeah,
timeline.
that shit happens also in ground, yeah.
Well, I know. It's just
I
that
mean,
it's always annoying when it happens.
it's one of the joys of his battle system.
And now he paralyzed me. Anyway, just to finish what I was saying about earlier, it does make. If they do make a Zootopia 2, which they probably will, considering how successful it was, I think it would actually. If they go with the angle of, okay, the first one was about prejudice in general, but now how about we actually tackle how there might be also the prejudice of interspecies relationships. That would probably be the most logical angle that they can take.
You just want to ship Judy and Nick, don't you?
No. Well, Shiroi, it's not so much that I care about that. It's more so that if I was a writer, if I was a writer and if I was told to make a sequel to Zootopia, that's definitely one angle I would have done, because we've already gotten both the character arcs of Judy and Nick done. So in order for them to still be relevant, they would need new character arcs, and that is a very definite possibility.
Although that's usually one potential trap, because a lot of animated sequels ended up suffering because of this. Like, I don't like, for example, well, Ice Age 1 was not that good. It hasn't aged well, but at least it had a cohesive story and some decent themes here and there. But the sequels, my god.
True tale, but this is
Yeah, it's Disney, it's done better, I know.
and before anyone,
Oh, here we
cutscene
go.
now. Good to be that blasted village. Jesus Christ.
Gramps, get off your lawn.
Sir, your garden is free of all creatures.
Okay, now I see what you mean. His garden's all the way away from home. Like, don't you have a perfectly good open field back there, bub?
Exactly.
Maybe he likes to get some exercise when he goes to his garden.
No, remember, Shiri, we have fast travel, so no extra.
But he doesn't have fast travel.
How do you know?
Fair
About
enough.
time. Moss grows quicker. Don't worry, Shiro. Fast pass will take anybody there. Anyway, my poor greens. A whole lot's a mess.
Jesus, dude.
A thank you would be nice, Avo, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Heroin. just saved your garden from being destroyed.
Yes, please.
You're very welcome.
After this about your reward, you cannot bicker. After this about your reward, yeah, cannot be. Sorry, Aurora. That is treating you so
Treating.
rotten.
Do not worry, Finn. It is already forgotten.
How nice.
Well, remember, she has a heart pure of light.
Also, one of her duties as a royal is to endure situations like this.
But perhaps you know a spell to change a Capilli into a robin.
I spoke too soon.
Well, Terra has the most recent Tangled special showed being a queen is not at all easy.
Well, it's like the vast majority of media says, being a royal sucks.
She takes it with such grace, though.
Not everybody gets a cool job as King Enma does. Although King Enma, as demonstrated in the credits, he, despite having a really cool peacemaking gig, he still has to go and do the bureaucracy, as we saw in the credits. And that's it. Skills learned.
But yeah, the most you get from these side quests are items, essentially. Not, important items, but sometimes boosters, sometimes healing items. It just varies.
Alright. Now let's get back to the main story.
I swear, the way that tune opens a bit, it almost sounds like the start of My Little Pony, the opening theme.
Friendship is light.
Something.
What the heck is that? A three-legged Robin Hood?
It's a cross between like a plant archer. Think of it like that, Jova.
Alright, this
But what-
particular part introduces wind as a level gimmick. Basically, another obstacle that you'll probably have to endure, forgot quite a bit of the game from this point on, is there's going to be wind blowing you, and this also comes into for a lot of the puzzles, the environmental puzzles of the game, having to consistently try your best to shield yourself from the wind so you don't get blown away. Also, I love this song.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, sometimes you have to mash the X button to.
Fortunately, you can
dash.
get around it by just walking. There we go.
Or however, you can also position yourself strategically in the other part of the screen and letting Nicholas take these boxes. You cannot let him use the boxes which have a lever because only Aurora can open them. But for all the others, even Nicholas can open them. So if you're like hidden or something, you don't really have problems.
Like that one doesn't have a lever, which means Nicholas can open.
Yep. So if you're having trouble for one of these wind currents, there you go.
There's also the fact that Nicholas is the only one that can open the blue ones.
Yeah.
Color coded for your convenience.
And even in this case, even shaped.
How nice.
Alright. Like this. Basically stay under here so that the wind doesn't blow you away.
Mm-hmm. It's just a game of patience.
Much like in the snow chapter of Journey.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So who do I raise the magic to?
Journey, yet another game dealing with death and subconscious.
Yep.
Well, that's more open to interpretation than anything.
What's with all these
kind
artsy
of
games of being
obvious
about
that
death
you die,
specifically?
though, with Journey.
They're usually metaphor of life, Shiri, so that is a natural consequence.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Journey, if I recall correctly, gives you also like an entire quote centered around death at the end. And it does say life's journey.
Oh no, it's pretty obvious what Journey's about. What I was more like, Journey is like a beautiful game. What I'm more referring to is artsy games specifically seem to go for death.
That's because it's one of the easiest ways to be deep and meaningful.
It's true, even Ori and the Blind Forest does that. Which reminds me, you forgot, when is supposed to Ori and the Will-O-Wisp supposed to come out? I'm gonna check.
Oh, the new Ori
sequel.
sequel?
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
I think it's next year, if I remember correctly.
Well, mostly, yeah.
I don't think we were given a specific release window. We were just told 2018.
True, because it was also mostly revealed for that. That was one funny. It was a very charming bit of the Microsoft conference.
Fortunately, it's a Microsoft IP, which means it's on PC as well, and will probably come to the PS4 at this point.
Which game are we talking about?
Ori
Ori
and the Will o'
Blindfold.
Wisp.
Basically, it's
that.
Microsoft's equivalent of Child of Light of
I
sorts.
believe that's actually a console exclusive?
Yeah. No, Java is also on PC, but yeah, it's a
Oh, never mind.
Metroidvania and everything. RPG mechanics.
It's silly Java, an actual Xbox exclusive.
But yeah,
That's-
the date for Will o' Wisp is still TBA. Anyway, pen
All
scratches.
right, and now it's time to read some more confession.
Oh, goody.
Pen scratches paper. The first to attack some lines and ink out well input and dry. Others drip. Rune. God, this font is. Could you make the letters bigger? Go ahead.
Half of the page and never come back. Others bleed, cloaked in gowns of black. Power above sun, rarely crossing wise. Boxes in pair, line up to die. All burn as they sign the hollow pact. Treaties, trees, and battle plans end the same. Under one root executed, spell cried. Our king ambushed in Symbol's name. Family strikes out family, for crowns red dyed. Ink on paper drips down brows like rain. Poison pens, plants on forest of pain. What the hell that means? It's weird because some of these confessions actually
Poetry.
But that's the thing, some of these confessions actually are not written in fancy poetry and actually form a proper data log kind of like sequence, which tell a bit of a story and help establishing a bit of a lore of the world of Lemuria.
This game, my problem with the confessions in this game is that most of them are just, yeah, they do mention Lemuria once or twice, but you don't really ever get a proper sense of how exactly this is connected to what's actually going on in the game. It just comes across as just random
Actually,
poems.
it's not, well, the first couple of them. I think the last 5, the reports essentially of that.
Yeah, they are. But before the reports come in, this is
the others are just gibberish.
They say the 4 from out of the darkness come. This is an actual reference to one of the locations for the game. Matilda shaped cruel nature with her art. The surging ocean Sinbel, another. So I'm guessing Sinbel and Matildes are gods or goddesses.
If I recall their title, the Lord, we should say it was like essentially there were like 4 founders of Lemuria, and these 2 are some of them. There are statues in the final dungeon of them before the final door, so we need to see. And I think even the villains explained a bit of that.
Mm-hmm. Light dances along a chain, flaming bright, spreading out to bridge the cold, empty night. Trailing blooms of fire.
Gibberish. Let's just move on.
Such a path must span our skies black and my eyes mirrored back. I touch the glass. Here, my hand, Sinbel's daughter exiled. Enemy of Lemuria reviled. There, painted smile, loyal Owengos made her pass. Path closed to all but the criminal class. Oh, of course. Let's just close off. Well, I guess that makes sense. The creed since the ancient rift was styled, a forbidden reflection, untamed, wild, fit for those beneath the chaotic mass. On this side, nothing moves. You know what this comes across as? It comes across as that one pretentious douchebag college student who in a stupid attempt to sound intellectual tries to present his thesis in poems, in the form of poems. Because
you see, this is art, don't you see?
Yeah, it's art, don't you know? Also, as for what yeah, we already know that, Joe. But there's a release date. Anyway.
Oh, that.
There's for what you posted. And anyway, my eyes wide, mirrors black, blah, blah, blah. But pretentious poem.
It's sad because, I mean, considering the themes of the game and everything, it could have been worked better, but yeah, it just doesn't work that much despite even the context.
Except for just that, regardless of the connection, for as loose as it is, even if the connection was higher, the poems themselves just aren't even interesting. They're just, here's some rhyming.
I mean, they could have done the Dark Souls route and used that as an excuse to describe some of the environments. Just like that poem tried to do first.
Yeah. It's just one of those cases where the poems, they just come across as pretentious poetry more than anything, honestly. London's involved in this. Great. London's exhibition halls visited thrice. the Salons of Paris. Sorry, this font
Yeah.
is so fucking hard to
Need
read.
help with
Yeah,
that?
again, much like with Ni no Kuni, it seems that Lemuria, as shown also by the intro, seems to be connected to the real world, and some visitors occasionally, stumbles into it. It's never completely clear how it happens, but in case of Aurora's family and everything, it's gonna be clear by the end.
So this
Yeah, it
ties
is.
into that actually.
Well, it just okays with Lemuria. Well,
Love
okay.
dissolves in the daylight. Lost night scent.
One of the many
Oh,
metaphors.
let him read it. Might as well.
Hand open and the candlelight begs. Mine, I turn away. Wick burned down to dregs. Tsars, Kaisers, princes, their charms on me spent. At dawn, my heart returned what was lent. Time's harsh touch owns me, whipping at my legs. The secret steps ahead, guilt to me time pegs, to abate Lemuria's fast descent. But day has its shadows, nooks under rocks. Someone no secrets knew who explored not. Time has its watchmaker, can stop all clocks. A meek duke trembling, gentle hands drawn, one dance banished, all light and night caught. You stood in the way and eclipsed the dawn. Huh.
But yeah, Jova, one of the many themes of the game is that it's pretty clear by this point, considering even the premise is that Lemuria can be considered a metaphor for the afterlife. So a lot of themes revolve around allegories for passing away and everything. So I guess that's also one of the themes that it's gonna also be apparently clear again by the end.
That, like I said, it's not so much the fact that they have loose connections. They do, all these poems do technically connect to the actual plot. The problem is that
It's the wording, I think. It's like, they may technically be connected, but it's a little, well, it's not even really a riddle so much as it just is a fancy loose lip way to describe something, I'm guessing.
yeah, it's kind of like since Till earlier brought up Ni no Kuni, every single Tale of Wonder has a direct, very specific connection. Like, for example, telling the story of the fountain of the Golden Grove.
Although those have the advantage of being longer and more detailed, I guess the better thing would have been kind of like doing what the reports did and condense more of the papers into single, multiple pieces instead of being just one its own thing.
And there's also apparently the case that when you think about it, this is apparently connected to stuff that we learn way later down the road, as opposed to, going hand in hand with what we learned along the way. Sort of like with Ni no Kuni, where, every now and then when we got something in the Wizard's Companion, it had to do with stuff we learned or stuff we were about to know more about in the main story.
Yeah.
Whereas this
Anyway,
somehow is all going to
go
be
ahead.
part of the ending, which means it's either a long ending or they're just kind of repeating themselves in different ways.
Not just that, even if you can basically finish the game without even touching those poems, and you're not really losing anything, because like I've just said, it's mostly just pretentious poetry. See you for the next part, everybody.
See ya.